Hello everyone, and welcome to my first video on my new channel. As you all know, Planet Coaster 2 released recently, and it inspired me to get back into Planet Zoo, which I know they're not the same game, and I know it's going to be less popular because everyone wants to watch Planet Coaster 2. But, you know, I like animals, can't blame me for that. So what I've done is I've started a new zoo, and I thought I'd show you as I built it. I'm trying to do it with quite a lot of detail as compared to normal. So I was actually spending the time on the buildings. Hence, this video is 40 minutes long and is like, so I think it's 12 times speed. What can I talk about that's going on before I get lost? So I wasn't sure how to start the park, to be honest. And what I came up with in the end was this. So I put in the corner of the map, I've put a bit of a car park, because you can't build out of the zoo, obviously, out of the zoo restrictions. So I didn't really know how to integrate it, so you're just going to have to pretend that the car park continues. But at the moment, what I've done is I've built the corner of the map into like sort of some of a car park, as if the car park goes off. I might paint out, I haven't done that yet. But yes. What else is happening? Yeah, so as you can see here, I'm building pavements to go around the edge of the car park. And what I'm aiming for is like a dusty car park sort of style of thing. Yeah, the preview video for this thing while I'm recording this is running at like less than 1 FPS, so I'm sort of a bit behind. So the style of the building, which I wanted to be the main entrance building, but we'll see about that, is it's based off a building. So I live near London, and there's a garden centre, you know, sort of thing, gardens, called Wisley nearby, and the building, like the main house there, I wanted to go for like a manor house, so as if this land was owned by a manor house to start with, and somebody just built a zoo over the top. So that's what I've gone for. You can make up your mind if it actually looks convincing. But what I started by doing is building a big house. Yeah. It really is that exciting. So this big house will be like the main entrance. So those archways that you see I've built, the idea was that people go through the archways, and then behind that is like the actual entrance to the zoo. So it's like all built on the land of this main manor house. I'm not sure if I'm so keen on it. The car park doesn't seem very big, but it'll do. The house turned out alright actually, but the actual building is based off that main house at Wisley, which they've now expanded out, similar to what my intention to do is, which is build a house and then like have more modern bits coming off. So this house is in the style of like an old Tudor, probably era manor house. I'm quite happy with how it turned out. It's probably a bit big, to be honest. In terms of its size, you could probably fit like 1 million people in it. I'm not sure the scale is totally convincing, to be honest, because I didn't put it near a person until like the very end, and then I was like, this is like a 5-story high building. So that's not ideal, but you know, it's actually really hard to get a sense of scale. The long grass is very long, which is probably why I was sort of basing it off. Anyway, as you can see, those archways, the idea is the paths go through them, so all the guests come through the car park, walk through the arches, and then behind it you've got the zoo. But obviously I haven't built any of the zoo yet. So this is probably about 10 hours of work, which it didn't need to be that difficult. But I used some techniques that probably weren't my best work, but what can I say? Yes. What else to talk about? Running out of things already. Oh, there's fireworks. Somebody set off fireworks just outside my window, which is lovely. Yeah, So I use these limestone pieces to build the idea of my tudor house. I'm not actually sure what they're made out of, but it's like brick along the bottom, and then a white material. No idea what it is. Maybe plaster or something. And then it's got like wooden beams running through it. Now my wooden beams are a little bit neater than the ones you actually find in like old Tudor houses, but I think it looks quite good. And it allows me to be a bit random with the beams as well, so there's no actual pressure to build anything that looks good. that looks good, yeah. So what am I doing now? I don't know, because my preview video is absolutely frozen. So I built this trim around the edge of the building, and what I've done for you is I sped up even faster than the rest of the video because I spent absolutely hours just putting trim around the building. Yeah, there we go. Oh, there we go. I've built the trim. Now I'm building a corner. Look at that. That's fascinating. Yeah. So in the end, it does turn out better. Like it takes a while to actually look like a proper building, but I'm quite happy with how it turned out in the end. We'll see if I can think of things to talk about for the full 40 minutes. Where are we? 6 minutes in. Okay, we can only hope. So what's exciting going on that I can talk about? So my new channel, I don't know. I used to have a channel ages ago. It wasn't very big, it was pretty small. It never got very popular, but it had a few popular videos, popular-ish. And I really enjoyed making it. I sort of quit when I was doing school and things, and then so that was when I was a lot younger. And then now I've got a bit more free time. I thought, why not start another one? You know, I enjoyed it. I enjoy editing videos. Might as well get back into it. Yep. So there we go. This is me building more plaster. How exciting! My commentary doesn't really make the video more exciting. I thought it would. What else am I going to play on my channel? I don't know yet, to be honest. I'm quite into simulation type stuff, as you can tell from the first video I chose to do. So who knows? I am quite looking forward to the new Microsoft Flight Simulator that's coming out in a couple of weeks, I think. As of when I'm recording this, we'll see when it actually uploads, because I haven't actually created the channel yet. Well, I created the channel, I haven't actually done any of the artwork for it or anything. So that's to come, so you'll know what the channel looks like, but I don't at the moment. I had a very generic intro to this video because I absolutely have no idea. There's a dog trying to break into my room. It obviously doesn't understand the importance of recording for YouTube videos. We're gonna have to add some music to this to keep it interesting. What am I doing now? Roofing. So I went for these, like, it's called shingle roof panels. They look pretty good. The problem is I built the house doesn't follow the grid perfectly. It's actually got like 3 or 4 different grids in it, and it made it an absolute pain to do the roofing, because I also wanted the roof to not be flush with the edge of the building. I wanted it to come down off the edge, you'll see what I mean. And that meant that I had to do a lot of clipping of roof pieces, which you will see soon enough. So yeah, as I said, this building is very roughly based off the one at Wisley, which has one arch, I think, underneath, and that archway just leads to a door, it doesn't lead through. My idea was to have like a full tunnel for this one, and then have a courtyard on the other side. And then you come out of the courtyard, and then maybe there'll be an actual main entrance building. And then, yeah, let me let the dog in. Let's see if the dog brings anything exciting to this commentary. See if I can reach without my headphone cable. Why are you scratching? So I'm looking after a dog at the moment. Very exciting. It's very fluffy and white. It's very annoying. Apparently, it's trying to break down my door. Yeah, Hello. Very sweet. This video is really professional, if you can tell. Just, yeah, it's a... I don't actually know what breed of dog it is. It's a white one. Very fluffy. I don't know. It's not really my kind of dog, but I'm not... just close... hope it didn't hear that, you know. So I've got a dog in my room now. There you go. What am I building? Oh yes, roof panels. Yeah, so what I had to do was, because corners didn't match up, I had to clip corner pieces into the current roof pieces and then build out from them. So there are like 15 grids. That's just a random number I pulled out of thin air. That in this roof. And also the height of the roof is one 4x4 meter, and then like a number of the 0.5 ones. So basically the whole thing is rubbish, doesn't fit any grid, and it was way more pain than I needed it to be. But it turned out looking alright. Oh, the dog is lying down now. At least it's not attacking my door anymore. I was a bit sorry for my dog because we have a cat here. And oh my goodness, the cat's annoying. I don't want to complain about it too much, but the cat likes to sit outside my door, so I don't like it coming into my room that much. I'm not really a cat person, I'm a dog person. But it spreads hair everywhere. Like there's hair on my keyboard right now, and because it sheds, and it's a black and white cat, which is the worst of both worlds. So it's black hair goes on white clothes, and it's white hair goes on the black clothes, so it gets everywhere. So I'd like to keep it out of my room because it rubs itself on everything and I get hair everywhere and it's unpleasant. And then it sits outside my door and scratches on the door until I let it in, and sometimes you can see its paw coming under the door. There's like a gap under my door, and it's like one day it will just break the door down, I think. It's quite scary, and yeah, I could complain about the cat forever. It likes to attack me while I'm eating. I don't know, it's getting smarter. Not that this is relevant to Planet Zoo at all. What's going on in the video? Sorry about that. Building some windows. Yeah, so these windows are from the Twilight pack, I think. I own all of the packs, but not all of the animal packs. So I own all of like the tropical pack and Arctic pack and everything, but not necessarily the animal ones. But that's fine because I haven't even put any animals in my zoo yet. I'm not sure what I'll have as my first animal at the entrance. I was thinking something like domesticated, like cows or something. So when you first walk in, it's more like, let's say the zoo is based in England. It's more English as you walk in, and then as you go further back, you go through the main zoo entrance, and you go into an area where you have like actual exciting animals. I don't know what kind of animals you've got available. Now, I don't have thousands of hours in Planet Zoo, so I'm very much learning as I'm going. As you can tell, because this building isn't enterable. Like apart from walking through the tunnels, and the guest spawners are in the building as well. Yeah, can't walk it. Oh, that's why the dog is scared of fireworks. And the person launching fireworks outside has obviously scared the dog, and that's why it's joined me. That makes sense. That's not so bad. You're less annoying than I thought you were. Normally, he's okay lying in another room. Just have a sip of water. But not this time, apparently. So I did wonder what was wrong. I'm scared of fireworks. Anyway, sorry, back to what I was talking about. I don't remember. Oh yeah, so you can't enter the building. Because I thought doing an interior for this building would be huge. Big amount of time, and also nothing to do with the zoo, because how I imagine it is this would be like if you're living in like a National Trust property or like a heritage building, so like people can go and explore the house if they want to, but it wouldn't be very interesting. It would just be like history, you know, and who wants history with animals? But it will have guest spawners inside it, because that's a good way of spawning a guest. I also used a coach from the Europe pack, which has coaches that are guest spawners. There'll be one of them in the car park, so people will come in through the car park and under the arches, but also people will also spawn directly out the building. So as you can see, you sort of get the gist of what I'm doing. It was a bit of a pain. The building doesn't really have that many windows compared to how many it would have in real life, really. I mean, it'd be very dark inside, I'll give it that. And the reason for this is because I really couldn't be bothered. It took me this long anyway. I wasn't really excited to put more windows in. Yeah, but there are like a number of different styles of window. They've all got the same style of window. Yikes. They've all got similar styles of windows, but they are slightly different shapes. So it adds a bit of interest. I'm sorry, I'm slightly distracted by the fact that it just sounds like someone's blowing up outside my house. It's very loud fireworks. Must be my neighbours. The thing is, it's not even like firework evening anymore. That was ages ago. We're close to Remembrance Day. Speaking about that, I still haven't got a poppy. That's not that's relevant to the video game. This is already starting to be a bit of a mess, but you know. So what we're doing, yeah, putting these corner pieces in. I put these on all the corners. Took a while. Very exciting, I'm sure. So bits of the video are sped up a bit faster when they are things like putting these corners in. That's not actually very exciting. I'd like to tell you more, but I can't because the preview is frozen again, so I don't actually know what's going on. Professionalism. It's a really good start for this YouTube channel. Yes, wow, amazing. So I don't really know what I'll put in the front of the zoo. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm going for, to be honest. I haven't actually been to that many zoos. I've been to like 3 or 4 zoos in my entire life, so I obviously don't know that much. So that's not ideal, but you know. I'm trying to think. My local zoo. I didn't used to live in London. I used to live down in the southwest, the countryside, and my local zoo was very much. It was like owned by a small family, and it was still a decent zoo, to be fair. But it didn't have that many animals, and it was like based around it. It had like a large grass hill in the middle, which is maybe something I want to do with this. And then you like work your way down into the woods, and in the woods is where all the animals were. So it was, but when you came out of the woods, it wasn't very zoo-ish. It was more like, I don't know, yeah, like a national trust or like gardens or something. That's what I'm aiming for. Right, what am I doing? I'm not very consistent with my building either. I like start one thing and then move on to the next thing. But to be honest, I did think about this. It was bored because I didn't want you guys to get bored. Just did a yawn. Yeah. What else can I talk about? I don't know. Planet Coaster 2 doesn't look that good, to be honest. I never played Planet Coaster 1. Back in the days when I first bought this, I was thinking between Planet Coaster 2 and Planet Zoo, and I decided I quite like animals, to be honest. I do like roller coasters. I haven't been to many theme parks, and I have no clue how to build them, and there are some amazing channels out there that can do amazing roller coasters, so I figured I'll go for a zoo. I'll have more fun. Plus you can just watch animals, and there's more of a career side to this game if you want to build a zoo that's not 100% accurate. It's quite easy to do that. I just yawned again. Professional. Yeah, building a roof. That roof doesn't stay. I change it in a bit, and now I think about it, I think I left some gaps in it, so I'll fix them next time. Yes. So I've been playing a lot of Planet Zoo over the past few weeks, if you can't tell. Just sort of watching the preview and trying to work out what's going on. Can't really tell. It's not a particularly exciting building. It's quite simple, it's quite square. And it took arguably way too long to build for its size. But, you know, there was a point where I had to look up the controls because I forgot them. I have played the game before a bit. Oh, I'm so tired. I have played the game before a bit, but I forgot all the controls because the last time I played it was a couple months ago probably. I now own all the packs, like I said. So I've got lots of exciting animals to put in. I think I own the wetlands and the grasslands animal pack and the barnyard animal pack, but I don't own any of the other ones. So there are animals yet to get, so if you recommend any of them to me, let me know. And I'll have a look and possibly add them to my zoo. What are we doing now? Roofing, probably. I don't know. I did practice rendering this video and it took like a couple hours, so I'm expecting it to do the same. That's probably why if it can't run in the window well, it's probably because it takes hours to speed everything up. Yeah, parts of this video are at 20 times speed. So I think it's 10 hours of footage, roughly. You can do the maths on that. Or I can do the maths at 600 minutes. Which would make this video 60 minutes long. Which is an hour. Well, that's obvious. That's not what I did. It was not difficult maths. Yeah. Fascinating. So there were gaps in the roof pieces. Like I said, it's all built on different grids, which makes it complicated. I was left with this sticky out corner bit here, so I thought I'll put a feature here. And I kind of expected there to be a wind vane. So that's quite common for like farmhouses in the UK. Oh, it's not. It's like a classic farmhouse. In fact, it's probably common in America as well, and other countries. But since I couldn't find one, I decided to build my own. So this is my homemade wind vane. Yeah, and looking on the workshop, I don't understand how people build things that are so small. So that was the smallest piece I could find of metal. I'm sure there's smaller ones in there, but I couldn't find any. And it was really hard to find pieces that I could use to build this detail at this scale. Anyway, that's done. What am I doing next? So as you can see, the building is starting to take shape. I've done about half the detailing on the outside. Oh yeah, I've got a gap here that I need to fill in. I quite like how this gap ended up when I filled it in. It adds the feeling of an old-fashioned country house. Don't worry guys, if you do want to watch the entire video, you've only got 20 minutes left with me. Run out of ideas already. Yeah, more corners and fill-ins, but none of it matched up at the end, so I've done a lot of just filling holes with this, with these concrete pieces, which I don't think looks too bad. I also went for the separate roofs. It's hard to explain. I didn't want, basically when it was it's 4-meter tiles wide. I make it 16 meters wide as a building, and if I was to have that much roof, it would be really tall. I didn't want that, so I opted for 2 roofs on each side and then a flat area in the middle. Good luck in understanding what I said, but okay. Here's the entrance to the actual building on this side. I think my intention would be that if you wanted to enter the building, you'd have to go to the arches, and there'd be doors in the arches. I might add doors later, and it probably could have doors going into a staff area inside the building. Probably would make sense. I could probably decorate some of the inside, not do the whole thing, but I haven't really thought of that yet. It's got one big chimney. It only has one fireplace apparently. It probably could have more, to be honest. but I will consider adding them later. Right. And it's frozen again, so I don't know what's going on. Ah, here we go. I'm decorating some wall panels. That's exciting, isn't it? But as you can see, none of them are the same, but the fact that they're not the same I like. It means that every wall looks different, and it actually looks like the building was like pushed together. Sorry, I don't know why I'm yawning so much. I shouldn't be this tired. And I just like that it mixes up. Look at the building. Building another window. So actually these windows are like a person tool, I think, in the end, but they shouldn't be. That wasn't my intention. So that's my bad. Yeah. So it is 5:45 here where I am when I'm recording now, on the 9th of November. So you'll see how long it takes me to get this video out. Yeah. And I feel like I'm going to fall asleep, which is a good sign. Shows that my video is really interesting. But also, I don't know why I'm so tired, because I got up at like 1 o'clock, so I've been awake for 5 hours. But we don't talk about that. We don't talk about that, no. What else? What else can I talk about? My computer is dying. So I've got a fairly simple setup. It's not very... I say that, it's decent. As you can tell by the videos, like aspect ratio, my monitor is a 21:9 ultra wide monitor. Lovely, would recommend. It makes doing videos and things a bit weird because, like you can see, the aspect is wrong. But actually building things, for example, is really easy because you've got so much screen real estate to work with. So I would recommend it to everyone who goes through it, who's thinking about it. I've got a 165Hz MSI monitor. I'm a bit of a computer geek. I say geek person. I like computers, is what I'd go for. Well, the preview just died there, went black, so we'll find out if the video is black. I don't think it's meant to. Who knows? Is it just... the preview just stayed black. I guess I hope the video isn't black. It might just be my voice, just in the darkness, which is going to sound really weird to you if there is actually video. But at the moment there is no video for me. It's just black. Oh, and it's back. Right. What are we doing? Guest spawners. Fairly sure I place them in, put paths between them, and then delete them all anyway. Basically, when I worked out the scale of the building was wrong, I selected the entire building and sank it down into the ground, and I think selecting the building took the longest time because of all I did terrible grouping, and all the miniature scenery pieces I had to pick them up and then put them down again, so like I had to select all the scenery pieces, and it was a bit of a pain. For example, the front of the building I think is grouped to the paths, which is a bit of a pain because I then can't move the building without moving the paths outside. This is a sign of a professional Planet Coaster YouTuber. Yeah, so I've been watching quite a lot of Planet Coaster content recently, trying to work at my building skills, and I'm nowhere near as good as the guys I see on YouTube, but hopefully I'll get better, and then hopefully this video will turn out to be something quite good. We will find out. What am I doing? Building curbs. These curbs don't stay. I built them, and then, like I said, they are also linked to the front of the building. So when I sink the building down, they sink underground, and then I can't select them because they're underground. So that was that. They're still underground somewhere, but they're no longer visible. You'll probably have seen from the thumbnail what the building looks like. Actually, I forgot that. Provided my thumbnail is any good. What else am I excited for? I don't know if I'm excited for Farming Simulator 25. So I have played Farming Simulators quite a lot since the 2015 version. Really enjoyed them. I don't know if I've kind of gone off it. I'm not sure. maybe 25 will renew my interest. We'll find out. I own 22. I've played it quite a bit. I don't know if 25 is actually that much better, to be honest. 22 added quite a lot. 25 has added like a few things. What we're doing, adding some greenery. So yeah, the problem was also as I added all this greenery before sinking the building down, so it's all attached to the building. It was a massive pain, which you'll see. In other news, the fireworks outside my house have stopped. That's exciting. What else can I say about my... I was talking about my setup, wasn't I? Yep, my computer keeps trying to die on me, which is a really good sign. The monitor keeps giving up and then coming back, and I'm fairly sure it's the cable, but I'm a bit of a freak for cable management, so it is extremely cable managed in, and I don't want to touch my cable management, so I don't want to replace the DisplayPort cable. What else? I've got a mirror case, so it's got like a infinity mirror on the front with like LEDs. That's died, so it's just a mirror now. Still looks fine, but might be time for a new case, I think. Might be time for a new PC, to be honest, if I can afford that. I just bought a Steam Deck, so I can't really afford a new PC. Would I recommend the Steam Deck? Absolutely. Yeah, what games? So it took me a while to find games that really work on it, but I've been playing through Hitman, the series. I've finished number 1. I played a bit on PC, but on the Steam Deck it works amazingly, it runs amazingly, the controls work amazingly. What else? Subnautica? No, I was playing Subnautica on PC. You'll work out very soon that I have a huge collection of games. I'm one of those people that just buys games and then doesn't play them, which annoys me as well. It's just my interests change quite fast, but hopefully I can be interesting enough to keep this YouTube channel going. What else? I was playing something else on the Steam Deck which I thought was very good, and I cannot remember for the life of me what I'm going to do. I'm going to open Steam and have a look. What was I playing? I have no idea. That's the answer to that. Interesting. Obviously nothing interesting. I think it was literally just Hitman. I do want to play... So I've played Subnautica. I don't. You guys might not know Subnautica well, because obviously this is a video about Planet Zoo, so it's not really relevant to Subnautica. But actually no, I won't spoil it, because if you haven't played it, I don't want to ruin it. But basically it's bugged, so I can't complete Subnautica. I got Subnautica Below Zero. I keep dying, and I'm just angry and haven't played it for a while, so I didn't even get that far on this one. Yeah. Oh, here we go. We're building the logo for the park. This looks decent, in my opinion. Looks alright. Whether it will stay, I don't know. It's not the most exciting custom sign. I was just going to go for the wood. It looks sort of like a alpine house. I just had this really weird thought that it reminds me a bit of a building that catches fire in Planes 2, which is like so random now I think about it. Especially as the last time I watched that film was like 10 years ago. If it even came out now I have to look that up. When did Planes 2 come out? Did it come out 2 years ago? Planes 2. 2014. 10 years ago. Exactly 10 years ago. There you go. I'm sure that's what you wanted to hear when you came to watch a video of Planet Zoo. So I use this vine piece to create a river sort of style underneath the riverside, and there's a snake in it. That's pretty much my description. There you go. I tried to make the front gardens look decent. Am I now trying to sink the building? I think I am. No, I'm not. I'm building statues. I think I've already sunk the building. I'm so confused. Yeah, I have. I remember seeing that. This is true professionalism. I made some statues to sort of give it a bit more animal vibes, because at the moment it just looks like a house. So if you go to the zoo and you turn up to that, you'd be like, So it's got some statues. I think I went for a tiger and something else, deer. something else on the other side. Not sure. What am I doing now? My opinion looks alright now. If the video unfreezes, I'll be able to tell you what's going on. Nope, it's frozen. So it's just a period of silence there as I try and work out what's going on. Oh no, we're back. Yeah, I built a bus. I put a bus in. I see that. There you go. So that bus is a spawner for guests. So some guests will walk through the car park. We'll just ignore the fact that these bus spaces aren't actually big enough for like an actual bus to come in and park. They're just, you know, aesthetics. There aren't actually any cars in Planet Zoo. One of the things you get in Planet Coaster is like, because of scenery, I think there are cars, like actual car pieces in Planet Coaster. This is the only car we have in Planet Zoo, so I used it for reference for all the spaces. But it's like an African Jeep. And it works, but I can't really place it in the car park because it would be so repetitive because it's the same Jeep every time. The way I built the spaces is I attached the car to the logs. Like I said, we're going for like a rustic car park, so all of the lines are made out of logs sunk into the ground. And then I just copied it along every time. And there you go, that's me doing more measurements with cars to work out how much space I needed. I'm quite happy with the car park, to be honest. It turned out alright. Yeah, I do think it adds to the general look of the place. What am I doing now? Interesting. It's frozen again. I can't tell you. Couldn't tell you for the life of me. There you go. Car park. What can I say? I wish I could be more like this commentary could actually be decent in terms of for the video if I could actually see what's going on. There you go. That fence is sort of custom. It's very basic custom fence. It's basically a normal fence with a bit of wood on top. But you know, it does the job. I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do in between the parking spaces. I didn't want them to back straight onto each other, and I didn't think the car park looks a bit dead, so I thought I'd put some bushes in between. And then I thought, actually, now people have to walk through the car park. So when people get out of their cars, they now have to walk along the road to get to the main entrance, and I didn't really want that. So I did actually create a path in these sections, which we'll see. But I did think it looked quite boring, so I did some greenery. The dog is now asleep. That's my dog update. Yeah. This has been very rambly so far, but don't worry. We're almost at the end. 39 minutes in. 38 minutes in. I don't know. 38? Yeah. 38 minutes and 40 seconds. Fascinating. I'm actually more what am I having for dinner tonight is what I'm thinking. But I already know. What else can I tell you? I don't know. I feel like 40 minutes is a long video for my first video, and it's a long time that I've left myself to just have to ramble on for non-stop. And this will probably make me lose a lot of people straight away because I have no idea what to say. So I've literally talked about all sorts of things, and none of it was actually that interesting. I'm just watching the time. Oh, there's quite a lot more video apparently. Anyway, as you can see, the target's starting to take shape. They do get trees eventually. I did think it looked a bit weird. They weren't quite as green as I thought they would end up being, so I think I should use bigger bushes. But in the end, you know, I've got what I've got. So, and trees is the next thing. Oh, I haven't done that yet. I'm copying it across to the other side of the car park. But as you can see what I mean by the fact that like the car park would continue out of the screen. Still haven't added the chimneys yet to that building. I bear with me. I understand that I'm probably a few frames behind, because at the moment all I've got is the top-down view of the car park. Oh, and now we're building a statue. There you go. Who knew? There's a statue. I experimented with adding like water fountain bits to it. Couldn't work out how to do it without making it look bad, so I left it. So we've just got that. Whether it will stay or not, I don't know. Also, because it's on the path, guess we'll walk through it at the moment, so I need to add some barriers to stop them doing that, which I didn't think about. Yes, if we ever get guests, they might not want to come, you know. Still experimenting with water, apparently. That's nice. But overall, quite happy with how this turned out. I think it is a good start for the park. This corner is fairly detailed. I think overall the park has a lot of hope. Hopefully. The other game I was playing on the Steam Deck that worked. This is how my mind works, but it just jumps between topics. Was Assassin's Creed. I was trying to play through them in order, like 100% complete each one, and I've only made it to Assassin's Creed 2 Brotherhood, so I've done 2 so far. And it's decent, and it works very well on Steam Deck. The problem is I paid like half of it on PC, went over to the Steam Deck, started playing on Steam Deck, and there's always you reset all my progress, so I've got to start again from the beginning. Wisteria, there you go. My old bedroom when I was younger used to have a wisteria tree outside the window, and it used to be that we'd go on holiday for a week, we'd come back, and the wisteria somehow, my house was very old, it's probably a similar era to this house here that I'm building. The wisteria used to grow through the window, so it'd find a hole, it would go through the window, and I'd have about a metre of wisteria in the middle of my room every time I came home from holiday. Anyway guys, the end is in sight, so before the end comes and I run out of things to say, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to me ramble on for 43 minutes. I will probably add an end screen, maybe, but at the moment I won't talk over it because it's not there. Yeah, oh, I added some chimneys. This is such a mess. But overall, I think that looks pretty good. There you go. That's the finished product. Yeah. So thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe, please. Be my first subscribers. Like the video because it was amazing. Or don't like it, I don't mind. And maybe see you next time. Maybe building some curbs. Anyway. But maybe see you next time for the next video. Come back, please. You know you want to see what happens in the zoo. I really am building right to the end. That's interesting. There we go. That's it. Right. See you next time. Goodbye.